My husband took my business credit card without asking and used it to host a grand party at a luxury restaurant. The text came through at 2 p.m. Hey, reserved Martellos for the whole family tonight. $18,000 should cover it. You used your black Amex? I stared at my screen. My business card, the one tied to my company's operating account, the one he had zero authority to touch. I called him immediately. He answered laughing, relatives loud in the background. Hey babe, can't really talk right now. What did you just do? Relax, I'm at Martello's. Reserve the whole private dining room. It's a celebration. My promotion came through this morning. Assistant regional manager, $4,000 raise. So I figured I'd treat everyone. You should get here in an hour. With my business credit card? Yeah, don't worry about it. Got to go. Appetizers are coming. He hung up. I sat in my car for 5 minutes, hands shaking. This wasn't the first time. Last year, he used my personal card for a $3,000 weekend trip with his friends. Before that, a motorcycle on my credit without asking. Each time, acting like my money was his money, like being married meant everything I earned belonged to him. But this was my business account. I drove to Martello's in silence, running through every conversation we'd had about boundaries, about respect, about asking before making financial decisions. None of it stuck. He still saw me as a walking ATM. When I walked into the private dining room, 30 relatives packed around a long table, wine bottles everywhere, plates of calamari covering every surface. He sat at the head of the table, tie loosened, face flushed, holding court like a king. He spotted me and raised a champagne glass. There she is, everyone, my beautiful wife, the woman funding my success. The relatives cheered. His mother smiled at me like I should be proud. I didn't move. Can we talk? I said quietly. Outside, he waved me off. Come on, babe. Don't be like that. Sit down. Have some wine. You're always so serious about money. Because it's my business money. Our money, he corrected, grinning at his cousins. What's yours is mine, right? That's how marriage works. More laughter from the table. My face burned. Outside now, he sighed dramatically. Fine. Give me 5 minutes. I need to finish this drink. He turned back to his uncle, launching into some story about his new title. I didn't wait 5 minutes. I pulled out my phone, opened my business banking app, and filed a fraud alert. Unauthorized transaction. Suspected card theft. Yes, I'm certain. Yes, file the report. Then I walked back in and stood directly behind his chair. He was mid-sentence when I held my phone over his shoulder. What's that? He said, squinting. That's the fraud alert I just triggered. Your $18,000 charge was declined. His face went white. You're joking. The restaurant called for payment authorization. I told them I didn't authorize any charges tonight. I told them my card was stolen. Complete silence. Every relative stopped mid-conversation. He stood up so fast his chair scraped the floor. Amy, what are you doing? You stole my business credit card. You racked up $18,000 without permission. So I reported it as fraud. His mother gasped. His uncle set down his wine glass. You can't do this, he hissed, grabbing my arm. These are our relatives. You're making me look like an idiot. I pulled my arm free. You made yourself look like an idiot when you threw a party you can't afford. The restaurant manager appeared in the doorway, tablet in hand. Excuse me, sir. We need to discuss the payment situation. Pure panic crossed his face. He looked at me, then the manager, then back. Amy, come on. Just call them back. Tell them it was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. You stole my card. I didn't steal it. We're married. That's not how business accounts work. I looked at the manager. He has no authorization to use that card. If he can't pay cash, you should call the police for theft. The manager shifted uncomfortably. The restaurant door opened. My business partner walked in. She saw my husband at the head of the table. Her face went white. She walked to me like a ghost. Amy, I got your text. My husband stood slowly. What's she doing here? My partner stared at him. Jake? His mother squinted. You two know each other? We were married 14 years ago. The table went silent. My head spun. What? My husband grabbed my shoulders. Amy, it was so long ago. My partner's hands shook. He did this exact same thing. Used my business card. This restaurant, $22,000. She looked at his mother. You were there. His mother went red. We've never met. My partner pulled out her phone, started playing a video. His mother's voice filled the room. The video quality was grainy, but the audio was crystal clear. Jake's mother on screen, younger but unmistakable, raising a champagne flute at a table identical to this one. Get the Dom Perignon, sweetheart. Claire can afford it. She's doing so well with her little marketing business. The camera panned to show Jake, maybe 25 years old, grinning as a waiter poured $200 champagne. You sure, Mom? Of course I'm sure. You deserve to celebrate. She loves you. She wants to support you. Claire stopped the video. The dining room was dead silent. You could hear someone's fork hit their plate at the other end of the table. Jake's uncle, a big guy with a gray mustache, cleared his throat. That's definitely you, Linda. His mother's face had gone from red to pale in like 3 seconds. That proves nothing. That could be from anywhere. It's from Martello's, Claire said, her voice flat and exhausted. March 12th, 2011. The same private dining room, same tables. I can show you the credit card statement if you want. $22,418. I remember every cent. I pulled out my phone, hands shaking but steady enough. I'd been prepared for something tonight, just not this. You want proof? I pulled up my banking app and switched to the Venmo history I'd screenshot 2 weeks ago when I first got suspicious. 4 payments, all from Jake to your account, Linda. March 14th, 2011, $2,000. March 18th, another $2,000. March 23rd, $1,000. March 30th, $1,000. Jake's uncle, whose name I think was Paul, leaned over to look at my screen. His reading glasses were perched on his nose. $6,000? Right after that dinner? His mother stood up so fast her chair tipped backward and clattered against the wall. A waiter near the doorway actually jumped. Those were birthday gifts. Jake always takes care of his mother. There's nothing wrong with that. Claire laughed, but it wasn't a happy sound. It was the kind of laugh you make when you've been holding something in for over a decade. I have the bank records showing the exact flow. My business account to Jake's personal account, Jake's account to Linda's account, 48 hours apart, every single time. She looked around the table. Anyone want to guess how many times this happened during our marriage? Jake's brother Kevin set down his fork carefully. What the hell is going on here? I could barely process what I was hearing, but something in me clicked into focus. 6 weeks ago, I'd found Jake's second phone in his gym bag. At first, I thought he was cheating. I almost wished he was cheating, honestly. What I found was so much worse. I've been documenting everything for 6 weeks, I said. My voice sounded calmer than I felt. After I found Jake's second phone, Jake's face drained of color. Amy, don't. I pulled up the screenshots I'd saved. Text after text between Jake and his mother, planning tonight step by step. I read the first one out loud. Book the whole room. Amy won't make a scene in front of family. Jake's sister Ashley put her hand over her mouth. I scrolled down. She makes 6 figures. She can cover it. Jake reached for my phone. I stepped back, holding it away from him. Here's my favorite, I said, finding the text that made me physically sick when I first read it. This worked with Claire. It'll work again. Kevin stood up, his chair scraping loud against the floor. How many times? How many times have you done this? I looked directly at Jake. He looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. His tie was crooked. There was a wine stain on his shirt collar. I found similar text exchanges going back 3 years, I said. Different restaurants, different occasions. Same exact pattern. Jake plans something expensive. His mother encourages it. They both expect me to pay. And when I do, money flows to Linda within a week. Jake's father, who'd been silent this whole time nursing a whiskey, set down his glass with a sharp clink. 3 years? His mother's voice went shrill. You illegally invaded his privacy. You can't just go through someone's phone without permission. That's a violation of— Shut up, Linda. Jake's father didn't yell. He barely raised his voice. But the entire table went quiet. People stopped chewing. For once in your life, just shut up. The restaurant manager cleared his throat uncomfortably. He was a thin guy, maybe 50, with sweat forming on his forehead. I'm very sorry to interrupt, but we do need to resolve the payment situation. The total is $18,432. I looked at Jake. You want to handle this? He opened his mouth, closed it, looked at his mother like she was supposed to save him. I turned to the manager. I'll pay it, but first, I need both of them to sign something. Amy, come on, Jake said, and I could hear the desperation in his voice. Don't do this, please. We can talk about this at home. I'll pay the full bill right now if Jake and his mother both sign written confessions admitting to the theft and Linda's profit from it. His mother moved toward the door, her heels clicking on the hardwood. I'm not signing anything. This is insane. I'm leaving. I didn't move. I just looked at the manager. Then I'm telling you to call the police for credit card fraud. Multiple counts across 3 years. She froze mid-step, one hand on her purse. Your choice, I said. Sign a piece of paper, or explain to the cops why you encouraged your son to commit fraud. Again, the manager looked deeply uncomfortable. He tugged at his collar. Ma'am, if the card was genuinely stolen, we are required to file a police report. Linda spun around, purse clutched to her chest. She pulled out her wallet with shaking hands and slapped a credit card on the table. It skidded across the white tablecloth, knocking over someone's water glass. Fine, I'll pay for it myself. Problem solved. The manager picked up the card, walked to the payment terminal by the door, and swiped it. We all watched. The machine beeped. Declined, he said quietly. Her face went red. That's impossible. Try this one. She threw another card at him. It hit his chest and fell to the floor. He picked it up without comment. He swiped it. Also declined. Jake pulled out his own wallet, hands fumbling so bad he dropped it. Credit cards spilled across the floor. He scrambled to pick them up, tried the first one. Declined. Second one. Declined. Third one. Declined. Linda's hands started shaking. I don't understand. I just used that card yesterday, at the grocery store. It worked fine. I almost felt bad. Almost. I called your credit card companies this afternoon, I said. Reported suspected fraud on Jake's cards since he'd been using them to pay you without any clear reason. Unusual transfer patterns, you know. Jake stared at me like I'd shot him. You froze all my cards? I reported suspicious activity. They froze the cards. That's what happens when you commit fraud. Linda looked at Jake. Jake looked at the floor. Neither of them had a cent to their names. Meanwhile, their whole family was watching this play out like the worst reality show ever. Jake's father pulled out a pen from his jacket pocket and grabbed a napkin. The cloth kind, not paper. He smoothed it flat on the table. I'll write the confession myself. Jake, sign it. Dad, I can't. Sign it or I'm never speaking to you again. Jake took the pen. His hand shook as he signed his name on the napkin. The ink bled a little into the fabric. Jake's father turned to Linda, slid the napkin toward her. Your turn. She crossed her arms. No. He stood up, walked around the table, and looked her dead in the eye. His voice was quiet, but everyone heard it. If you don't sign that napkin right now, I'm stopping the alimony payments tomorrow, and I'm auditing every single payment you've received for the last 15 years. Her face went white. You can't do that. Watch me. I've been paying you $4,000 a month for 15 years, Linda, based on your claims that you couldn't work, that you were destitute. If you've been receiving unreported income this whole time, that's fraud, and I will pursue every single cent. She grabbed the pen and scribbled her name so hard the napkin tore. Ink went through onto the table. I pulled out my phone and took a photo of both signatures, made sure the flash was on so it was clear. Then I turned to the manager. I'll pay the full bill, $18,432. I want everyone here to remember exactly how much Jake and his mother tried to steal from me tonight. I met eyes with each family member still sitting at the table. Kevin looked disgusted. Ashley had tears running down her face. The cousins wouldn't look at me. Jake's aunt was staring at Linda like she'd never seen her before. I handed my business card to the manager. Run it. As he processed the payment, Kevin stood up and walked past Jake without looking at him. He stopped at the door, turned back. You're disgusting, both of you. He left. Ashley followed, then the cousins, then the aunt and uncle. Within 2 minutes, half the table had cleared out. The remaining relatives sat there in uncomfortable silence, picking at their food. I drove home in silence, gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles went white. I thought I'd feel victorious. Powerful even. I just felt tired, bone deep exhausted. When I pulled into my driveway at almost 10 p.m., Linda was already sitting on my porch, at my house. I sat in the car for a full minute, debating whether to just reverse back out and go to a hotel, but this was my house. I paid the mortgage. I got out. She stood up as I approached. We need to make a deal. I unlocked my front door, didn't invite her in, just stood in the doorway. What kind of deal? You destroy those confessions and the phone screenshots. All of it. I'll convince Jake to sign divorce papers with no financial claims. Clean break. You never hear from us again. I almost laughed. And if I refuse? Her expression hardened. Her eyes went cold. Then I'll make your life hell. I'll call every single one of your business clients. I'll tell them you're unstable, that you embezzled from your own company to frame Jake. I'll tell them you're a liar and a thief. I'll destroy your reputation until you can't get a client to return your calls. I leaned against my doorframe. You already tried that. She blinked. What? I pulled out my phone and played a voicemail from earlier that week. Her voice, slightly slurred, clearly angry. Amy, you need to drop this fraud report or I swear to God I will destroy your reputation. I'll tell everyone what you really are. You think you're so much better than us, but you're just a... I stopped the recording. I have 12 more just like that from the past month. Different days, different times. You've been calling me drunk at 2 a.m., Linda, leaving threats. I saved every single one. The color drained from her face. Good night, Linda. I closed the door and locked it. The deadbolt, the chain. Through the window, I watched her stand there for almost 5 minutes before she finally walked to her car. She sat in the driver's seat for another few minutes, just staring at my house. The next morning, I got a call from Claire at 7 a.m. Jake got fired. I almost dropped my coffee. What? His company found out he falsified expense reports for 8 months. It's all over LinkedIn. Someone from his office posted about it vaguely, but everyone knows it's him. I sat down at my kitchen table. How did they find out? Anonymous tip, apparently. Could have been anyone who saw what happened last night. 20 minutes later, Jake called. I let it go to voicemail. He called again and again. On the 4th call, I answered. He was crying, actual sobbing. Amy, please, you have to help me. They fired me. They're saying I committed fraud. You have to call my boss and tell him it was a misunderstanding. Why would I do that? Because I didn't know it was wrong. His voice cracked. My mom told me to do it. She said you were making so much money that I looked weak in comparison, and I needed to pad my expense reports to seem more successful. She said everyone does it. She said it was normal. I sat there, phone pressed to my ear, trying to process this. I started recording the call. Your mother told you to commit fraud at your job? Yes. She said it wasn't fraud if I was using the money for work purposes, dinners with clients, networking events. She said it was just smart business, that I'd never be respected if I didn't look successful. She said you'd leave me if you thought I was a failure. And how much did you steal from your company, Jake? Silence. Heavy breathing. Then quietly, about $40,000 over 8 months. I closed my eyes, pressed my fingers against my temples. I'm not calling your boss. Amy, please. I'm never calling anyone on your behalf again. You stole from me. You stole from your company. Your mother has been using you to scam women for over a decade. I'm done. I hung up. An hour later, I got emails from 2 of my biggest clients. Both forwarded messages from Linda claiming I was mentally unstable and had embezzled from my own company to frame Jake for theft. The emails were long, rambling, full of accusations. I didn't panic. I took a breath. Then I replied to both clients with the signed confessions, the phone screenshots, and the recordings of Linda's threats. I kept my message short and professional. One client responded immediately. Holy hell, I'm so sorry you're dealing with this. Let me know if you need anything. Also blocking that woman's number now. The other client wrote back within an hour. I've been through something similar with an ex. You're handling this better than I did. Also, FYI, I'm blocking Linda's number and reporting this to LinkedIn for harassment. This is unacceptable. That afternoon, one of my clients, a guy named David who runs a tech startup, posted something vague on LinkedIn about family members weaponizing business relationships and the importance of protecting abuse victims. He didn't name names, but he didn't have to. 3 more clients reached out offering support. 2 of them shared their own stories of partner financial abuse. One woman told me her ex-husband had stolen from her for 5 years before she caught on. I wasn't alone. I thought maybe that would be the end of it, that Linda would back off, lick her wounds, leave me alone. I was wrong. The next day, Jake showed up at my office with his mother. It was 2 p.m. My assistant Jordan tried to stop them, but they pushed past her into the lobby. Linda's voice echoed off the marble floors. You're a vindictive liar! You're ruining my son's life over a misunderstanding. I was in a meeting with 2 potential clients. I heard the shouting through the glass walls. I pulled out my phone and started recording. You stole from him, Linda screamed. Her voice was hoarse. You manipulated him, and now you're spreading lies to destroy his reputation. My employees stopped working. Everyone was staring, phones out, recording. Jake stood behind his mother, looking miserable but not stopping her, just standing there like a kid watching his mom yell at a teacher. You're pathetic, Linda shouted, pointing at me through the glass. You think you're so smart, but everyone sees through you. You're just a bitter, cruel woman who can't stand to see a man succeed. Security arrived. 2 guys in uniform, both looking uncomfortable. Ma'am, you need to leave. Linda ignored them. I will not be silenced. This woman is a fraud and everyone needs to know. She's destroying my family. They each took one of her arms gently. She started screaming about assault as they walked her toward the exit. Don't touch me. Don't you dare touch me. I'll sue all of you. Jake followed, head down, hands in his pockets. As they pushed through the front doors, Linda turned back. Her hair was a mess, makeup running. You'll regret this. I'll make sure everyone knows what you really are. The doors closed. My office went silent. I looked at Jordan. Send that video to Jake's father and siblings. Subject line, this is who your mother really is. She nodded, already pulling out her phone. Jake's father responded within 10 minutes. I'm filing for an audit of all alimony payments tomorrow morning. I expect you'll testify. I wrote back immediately. I'll testify. 2 weeks later, I sat across from Jake's father and his lawyer in a conference room downtown. Gray carpet, white walls, fluorescent lights. They slid a folder across the table. I've been paying Linda $4,000 a month for 15 years, Jake's father said. His voice was tight, controlled, like he was barely holding it together. Based on her claims of being destitute and unable to work, she said her health prevented her from holding a job. I opened the folder. Bank statements going back years, highlighted sections everywhere. The lawyer, a woman in her 50s with sharp eyes, pointed to the highlighted sections. We've documented $42,000 Jake transferred to his mother over 3 years. All of it appears to be from unexplained sources, likely from you or other partners. Jake's father leaned forward, elbows on the table. If she's been receiving unreported income while collecting alimony, that's fraud. I've paid her over $720,000 over 15 years, based on a lie. The lawyer did some quick math on her calculator. Based on the unreported income we can prove, Linda has fraudulently collected approximately $200,000 in alimony. I felt dizzy. $200,000? At minimum. There are likely other sources we haven't found yet. We're subpoenaing her bank records now. Jake's father looked at me directly. The hearing is in 3 weeks. Will you testify? Yes. His lawyer made a note. We'll subpoena you formally, but having you willing makes this much easier. Thank you. I left that meeting and went straight home. I was exhausted, completely drained. I ordered takeout, ate half of it, fell asleep on my couch at 8 p.m. My phone rang at 9:30. Linda. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. If you testify, she said, voice cold and clear, I'll destroy you. You already tried. I have proof you're pregnant, proof you're using this divorce to trap Jake while denying him parental rights. When I tell everyone, they'll see you for what you really are, a manipulator, a liar. I actually laughed. What are you talking about? I know you're pregnant, and when I tell everyone, they'll turn on you. You'll lose everything. She hung up. I sat there, phone in hand, completely confused. I wasn't pregnant. I'd never been pregnant. We'd never even tried. Where did she get this idea? The next morning, I woke up to 37 missed calls and texts from family and friends. I opened Facebook. Linda had posted at 6 a.m. Everyone needs to know the truth about Amy. She's pregnant with Jake's baby and is using the divorce to punish him and deny him his parental rights. She's cruel and manipulative and is using an innocent child as a weapon. Jake deserves to be a father. Please share this so everyone knows what she's really doing. The post had 200 shares already. Comments flooded in, relatives asking if it was true, friends concerned, strangers calling me horrible names, people I'd never met saying I should be ashamed. I didn't respond. I let it sit. I let the speculation build for 3 days. Let people wonder. Let the questions pile up. Then I sent a message to Jake and Linda. Let's meet. We need to discuss the pregnancy. Coffee shop on 4th Street, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Jake responded immediately. Okay, thank you. We can work this out. Linda didn't respond, but I knew she'd show up. I got there early, ordered a black coffee and sat by the window. Watched people walk by, couples holding hands, a mom with a stroller. Normal life happening all around me. They arrived together at exactly 2 p.m. Linda was carrying baby name books. Actual baby name books with sticky notes marking pages. She had a whole folder under her arm. They sat down across from me, both looking smug, like they'd won. I took a sip of coffee, let the silence stretch. I wanted to tell you both in person. There is no pregnancy. There never was. Linda's smile vanished. What? I'm not pregnant. I've never been pregnant. You made it up. I have proof, Linda said, but her voice wavered. She clutched her folder. What proof? She opened the folder, pulled out printed screenshots of my Amazon purchases from 3 months ago. Prenatal vitamins. You bought these. Those are regular multivitamins. Check the listing again. She shuffled through papers, pulled out another screenshot. You searched for maternity clothes. I was buying a gift for my coworker's baby shower. I know you are. Her hands were shaking now. Jake's face changed as he realized what happened. Mom, did you lie about this? I didn't lie. I was protecting you. She's the type to. You lied to me, Jake said quietly. You told me she was pregnant. You said you had proof. You made me believe we were having a baby, and she was hiding it from me. I pulled out my phone and started recording. Linda, can you tell me again why you posted on Facebook that I'm pregnant? Her face flushed red. Because you are. What proof do you have? I don't need proof. A mother knows these things. So you fabricated a pregnancy to manipulate the situation. I didn't fabricate anything. I know what I know. Then show me the proof. She had nothing. She sat there, baby name books on the table, looking between me and Jake like we'd both betrayed her. The folder slipped from her hands and papers scattered across the floor. I stopped recording, posted the video to Facebook as a direct response to her pregnancy announcement. For everyone asking, I am not pregnant. I have never been pregnant. Linda made this up to manipulate sympathy and force reconciliation. Here's her admitting she has no proof. The post went viral in our social circle within hours. Comments poured in within minutes. Jake's sister wrote, "This is who our mother is. A liar who will say anything for money and control. I'm done defending her. I'm done making excuses. This is sick." Jake's brother, "Mom, you need professional help. This is beyond shameful. You fabricated a pregnancy. You need to hear how that sounds." Cousins, aunts, uncles, all turning on her. Comments I never expected to see. People who defended her for years suddenly seeing the truth. Linda started private messaging my friends and family that night. Increasingly unhinged messages about how I was poisoning everyone against her. How I'd seduced Jake just to get access to family secrets. How I was the real manipulator. How this was all a plan I'd had from the beginning. One message to my sister. "Amy has been planning this for years. She targeted Jake because she knew he came from money. She's been bleeding him dry and now she's trying to destroy us when we fought back." Another to my best friend. "She's mentally unstable. She needs help. Please talk to her before she hurts more people." I screenshot every single message, created a folder on my computer, labeled it Linda Evidence, sent it to Jake's father's lawyer. "Evidence of continued harassment and mental instability," I wrote in the email. The lawyer responded within an hour. "This helps significantly. She's building our case for us. Thank you." The alimony hearing was in a courthouse downtown. Small room, wood paneling, an American flag in the corner. Just a judge, the lawyers, Jake's father, Linda, and me. Linda had chosen to represent herself. She sat at the defendant's table with a stack of papers, looking defiant. The judge seemed tired before we even started. He was maybe 60, reading glasses perched on his nose. I took the stand and testified about the Venmo payments, provided copies of the signed confessions, explained the pattern of Jake transferring money to his mother immediately after using my cards. The lawyer walked me through everything. And how many times did this happen? At least 15 times over 3 years that I have documentation for.
Possibly more. Linda cross-examined me herself. She stood up, smoothing her skirt. "Isn't it true that you seduced my son specifically to get access to family money?" I blinked. "What family money?" "Our family wealth, our assets. You targeted him. Your ex-husband is sitting right there because you're fighting about alimony." "What wealth?" the judge interrupted. "Ms. Linda, do you have evidence of this claim?" She didn't. "Then you orchestrated this entire situation," Linda continued, voice getting louder, "to destroy us when Jake discovered your scheme. You're a con artist." "What scheme?" "You know what you did. You stole from your own company to make it look like Jake stole from you." The judge sighed. "Ms. Linda, if you don't have specific evidence, please sit down." She kept going. "She manipulated my son. She got into his head. She turned him against his own family. Ms. Linda, sit down." She sat, face red, hands shaking with rage. The judge reviewed the documents for what felt like an hour. The room was silent except for papers rustling. Linda kept shifting in her seat. Finally, "Alimony is terminated immediately. Ms. Linda is ordered to repay $30,000 in fraudulently obtained payments within 90 days. Linda shot to her feet. "That's not fair. He's lying. She's lying. You're all against me because I'm a woman." The judge looked at her over his glasses. "Ma'am, I suggest you sit down before I hold you in contempt." She didn't sit down. She turned to me, face twisted with rage. "This is all your fault. You ruined everything. My son had a good life before you." The bailiff moved toward her. "You're a horrible person," Linda screamed at me, spit flying. "You destroyed my family. I hope you rot in hell." "Ma'am, you need to leave now." She tried to push past the bailiff. He caught her arm. "Don't touch me. Don't you dare touch me. This is assault." They escorted her out. Her screams echoed down the hallway. I could hear her all the way to the elevator. Jake stood in the hallway after, watching his mother being led away by court security. He didn't defend her. He didn't follow. He just stood there looking lost. I walked past him without saying a word, didn't even make eye contact. That night, Linda created a fake social media account, called herself Justice Seeker 2024, posted the signed confession claiming I'd forged it, and coerced them both into signing under duress at the restaurant. She tagged my business account, my personal account, started posting my home address and business location, calling me a con artist who was stealing from honest people. My lawyer sent a cease and desist the next morning. Linda ignored it. She escalated, posted my daily schedule, where I got coffee every morning, where I parked my car, what gym I went to, called me a thief who was stealing from honest, hardworking people. I filed for a restraining order. At the hearing, I presented 6 weeks of documented harassment. The texts, the voicemails, the social media posts, the messages to my clients, everything. The judge granted a full no-contact order. No calls, no texts, no social media contact, no approaching within 500 feet. Linda violated it within 12 hours. She showed up at my office the next morning at 8 a.m., screaming in the parking lot that I'd stolen her life, that I'd destroyed her family, that I was a criminal, and everyone inside my building was complicit. Jordan called the police. When they arrived, Linda was pounding on the glass doors, shouting that I was a con artist and everyone needed to wake up and see the truth. They arrested her right there in the parking lot. I watched from my office window on the 3rd floor as they put her in the squad car, still screaming. Her voice was hoarse. People were filming on their phones. 3 weeks later, Jake appeared at my house. It was late, almost 9 p.m. I'd just gotten home from a 14-hour workday. I saw him through the peephole standing on my porch. He looked horrible. Unshaven, wrinkled clothes, eyes red and swollen. I opened the door but didn't invite him in. Kept my hand on the doorknob. "Hey," he said quietly. His voice was rough. "What do you want, Jake?" He couldn't look at me. Just stared at his shoes. "I don't know. I needed to talk to someone." "I'm not someone anymore." "I know." He ran his hand through his greasy hair. "I got fired. My mom's facing criminal charges. My whole family won't talk to either of us. My dad said I'm not welcome at family events anymore. Kevin blocked my number. Ashley won't return my calls." I said nothing, just waited. "My mom," his voice cracked. "She told me everything. About how she's been coaching me since high school." I leaned against the doorframe, crossed my arms. "She said it was normal," Jake continued, and he was crying now. "That men deserve to be taken care of."
That finding successful women and making them support you was just smart. She'd point out girls in my classes, tell me which ones would make good money someday. She helped me practice what to say, how to act interested in their hobbies. She told me it was what I deserved, that women like being providers, that it made them feel needed. I felt sick. "I didn't think it was wrong," he said. "I thought everyone did this." She made it sound so normal, like every guy did it but just didn't talk about it. "What do you want me to say, Jake?" He finally looked at me. His eyes were desperate. "What am I supposed to do now? I have nothing. No job, no family, no money. I'm living in a motel off Route 9. What am I supposed to do?" I took a breath. "That's not my problem anymore. Did you ever actually love me?" His voice broke completely. "Or was this all just revenge? Did you set this up to destroy me?" I thought about that, really thought about it. About the man I thought I'd married. About the life I thought we were building. "I loved who I thought you were," I said quietly, "but that person never existed." I closed the door, locked it. The deadbolt clicked into place. Through the window, I watched him sit down on the curb, head in his hands, completely alone with the consequences.